she didn't know that she could get her soul snatched out of her motherfucking body. You understand me?
Cardiana. I was home with my kid, Mamiana. Real bitch, I don't be with all that drama. Nah. Money, my business, I'm a bother. Yeah. I ain't dragging, I'm lit like a tick. For clapping back, bitch, I'm clapping on the dick.
Welcome back to my motherfucking channel. So, a couple things happened over the weekend. Damo posted a ridiculously long, unnecessary video, which we'll talk about in a little while. Not in this video, the next video. But I also, excuse me, it seems like I'm forever in my nose. I have nothing up there, just really bad allergies. Also, I recorded a whole story time and an update video on Friday, and all of my files were corrupted. It didn't work. It just didn't work. So I'm not gonna tell that story time. I'm just going to go to another story time. I feel like that story time was juicy, but when I get up, you know, the to tell it again, I'll tell it again. But whatever. But before we get into this video, I have a couple things that I need to say. First one being, you guys know Aiden and Ethan, who are my two oldest sons. Aiden, Ethan, really cute, right? They're really, really funny. They started a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it down below, and I would really like it if you guys went over there and subscribed. Their videos will be up this week. I know on their channel it says that they upload every Saturday and Sunday, but it's really hard for me to manage two channels because I have a bunch of footage on my camera, and two of their videos are up there also. So I'm gonna get on that ASAP. So make sure you guys subscribe to their channel, especially if you have children who like to watch nonsense videos like all the other kids like to do. Like, I catch them watching YouTube videos for hours and hours and hours of nothingness in my brain. But you know, they can say the same thing about me, because I definitely watch hella makeup videos, and I fall down the YouTube rabbit hole all the time. So it's only like right that they would also. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to their channel. Also, let's talk about these lashes real quick, sis, okay? If you saw the video that I posted last Friday when it was supposed to be Friday, that one right there, isn't she cute? I love it. Yeah. But I was wearing these exact same lashes. They're from Gates of Lashes, and they're a black owned business. She contacted me like a couple weeks ago, wanted to send me some lashes, and I'm like, yes, sis, send me some motherfucking lashes, because that bitch always need a lash. And then she's like, oh, check out my website. And I went on her website or whatever, and I saw this. I was like, give it to me right now. And I know these are really, really dramatic for some people, and it's probably too much, but you're in luck, sis, because she got a bunch of different lashes up there, from very, very subtle to drama queen, you understand me? But I will have all her info linked down below. If you saw that picture, you know that she's tagging that picture also. Go support her, go follow her Instagram, go buy some lashes, okay? They're really, really cute. They're really, really cute. I really like them. Feel like a bitch about to fly away, okay? So let's go ahead and get into my writer of the week, or my writer period. Like I said, I'm gonna try to put a writer in every single video, so let's use the writer for this video. Let me tell y'all, I got 2,465 screenshots. So me saying I screenshot her picture don't mean shit, okay? I screenshots my ass off. Girl, I got screenshot Damo. Because I want to put this in the video. Look at that. Come on, focus. No, there we go. Look at. Oh, auntie hat she got on. She got on somebody's auntie hat. It looked like one of those hats with the wig attached, like you would get from Jamaica. Y'all ever been to like Jamaica somewhere, like always the same time as I had got them with the dreads attached? Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. Alright, so Taylor Terry, hey honey bun, she is going to be our writer for this video. She's been following me for a little while. She has her own following on Instagram, and I just think she's super lit. Like, girl, y'all see this picture? And she sent me a picture with me in it. So, and that's gonna be our writer for the week. If you want to be a writer, all you have to do is either Instagram DM me, which is really gonna be hard for me to see because my shit is like a little lit right now. You can Snapchat me and I'll just randomly choose. I'm not gonna like just go from top to bottom because that wouldn't be fair. People probably from like 2 weeks ago would be like, bitch, you gonna never get to mine. So you can Snapchat it to me, or you can tweet it to me with the hashtag right in. So yeah. Okay, so the story time we're gonna do today is one from my, and I don't really care, my current school. If you guys don't know, I'm a teacher. Yeah, I'm a teacher. You wouldn't even believe it, okay? Because it's just the way I act, it's just out of control. I never have, or I very rarely in my adult years have had issues with people in the workplace. I have had issues with people in the workplace prior to my late 20s because I have a really, really bad attitude. Right now, I know how to, like, you know, contain it, so it's not really that big of an issue, but it definitely was an issue. I was a very difficult employee, and I learned the hard way by being fired a lot of times that you can't do that if you expect to maintain a job, especially a career, not just a job. So in knowing that, I go into situations regardless of who you are, your race, or anything like that, and I am very open-minded. Like, I want to be nice. Like, I could be a real bitch, but like, I go into these situations very, very nicely. Now, at my prior school, I'm not there anymore for a reason. I didn't get fired. I left. But the reason I left and the circumstances around that with the job that I went to before this job is a story time series within itself, and you have no idea what I mean. It's a whole motherfucking thing. Y'all just gotta wait on that shit just a little while, okay? But the school that I was at, not prior to the job, I'm at the school, was at a school for a month, but the school before that, the administration was retarded, but the women there, I really liked, and that's really hard for me to say if you know me. I was able to be myself every single day I went in there. I was able to be a goofball. I was able to be super creative. I was able to just be myself, and I felt so comfortable there, and I left, and I shouldn't have left, but that place really felt like home. And for some reason, I was like, this is the first place that like I've ever been that like I had little issues, but they never like, it was never like anything major. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was mostly with administration, and even then, like, it was you could deal with it, okay? It wasn't that serious. So my mistake was thinking that I would leave and go somewhere else and find that exact same thing. Now, I was wrong, okay? So let's fast forward to January of this year. January of this year, I signed a contract. I am at a new school, and my contract is obviously for the rest of the year and then the next school year. So I go in. There are all Caucasian women here. I don't care. I don't see color. I'm not like, oh, look, let's stick black is what we need to be at. Okay, you white, you stay over there. You Chicano, you stay over there. No, that's not how I am. But unfortunately, people who only grow up with a certain set of people around them are like that, unfortunately. And I didn't know that right away. But okay, let's just rewind a little bit. When I went in for my first interview. For your first interview, you bring your diplomas, you bring your accolades, everything was fine. They were really excited to meet me. I'm a really great teacher, guys. They're really excited to meet me. It was really, really nice. They invited me back for a second interview, which I did a teaching demo. So I went in and I taught for an hour and a half. And I just kind of went through the day, and the teacher of that class was there. So what was happening was, one teacher who was there, we're gonna name her Gemma. One teacher who was there, Gemma, she was moving. Okay, so right now I teach pre-K4, so I'm preparing them for kindergarten. The pre-K4 teacher, there are two pre-K4 classes. The pre-K4 teacher and one of the pre-K, not Gemma, we'll call the other one Susan. Susan was leaving to go teach special needs kids in New York. So they were moving Gemma from the class that I was interviewing for to that class, because I don't know why they decided to do it like that as opposed to just moving me to that class, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But so I met Susan and I met Gemma when I was there, because obviously they're the teachers of the classroom, and that's just it. So I did my teaching demo, I aced it, that was nothing, that was light, you understand me? It was like, they called me back next day, offered me the position, told me what my benefits would be, everything like that. I'm like, oh, great, no problem, let's get it going. So I come in, and the Friday before I was supposed to start, that Monday, they had me come in, and I did like a back to school night with my parents, but in the middle of the school year, because if you're not a parent, like, to switch a teacher up in the middle of the school year is confusing for kids, and it's stressful for kids, and it's stressful for parents too. So they were like, we're gonna make a we're gonna do like an impromptu back to school night, we're gonna invite all the parents, it'll be like 11 o'clock in the day, no problem. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I always make these little sheets, and they just have everything that I've accomplished, a little bit about me, a few of my favorites. If I can find it, I'll include it right here. It's really cute. I'm gonna include it because it's really cute. So that's it right there. And I printed out a bunch of those, and I brought it with me, and I talked with the parents for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I gave all of them that, and I was like, okay, like, everybody was really excited to meet me. Fast forward just a little bit to me meeting our assistant teacher. We're gonna call the assistant teacher Adeline. We're gonna call her Adeline because the bitch is Adeline, okay? I met her the same day at the back to school night, afternoon. She was an assistant for both pre-K 4 classes, and she was going back and forth between us two, you know what I'm saying? She spent most of her time in the other pre-K classroom, because I had, what, 12 kids, and the other pre-K class had like 20 something kids, so she spent most of her time there, which was fine. She was a rude bitch. Like, she had a bad, like, her resting bitch face was worse than mine. Okay, I've never met anybody with a resting bitch face like this. Like, she was just Regina George, I swear. Like, and I wasn't thinking that it was gonna be that coming in like that. Like, coming in, I fully had the expectation that everybody was adults there, and everybody would just kind of do their job and kind of just like get along. So I had the expectation that everybody would do their job and just kind of get along and just kind of, you know, help me through. Now, at my other job, when I told you that the administration was trash, and the employees were like, the staff was like what made the day go by, it was the complete opposite here. The administration was really nice. They were really, really nice. Very like likable people. But the staff were like all just super whack. Like super whack. Like it got to a point where I would like, this sounds like stupid, but literally nobody talked to me every single day. Like nobody. Like I would have to physically speak first, and I'm really not used to that. Like if I ever speak first, I'm used to like, oh hi, good morning. That like that's what I'm used to. And this was like, oh good morning, and then like that. I'm like, these people are out of fucking control. Like it's rude to not. Let me see. If by chance I was working there before I was working there and a new girl was coming in, I would make it my business to make her feel comfortable, because who wants to be in a situation where it's super awkward and super like, oh my god, it's trash. It's trash. Like I spend my day with 4- and 5-year-olds talking in a very high-pitched voice, and how are you? And no, it's okay. Make sure you use your words. We're not yelling right now. Like doing that all day, you need adult interaction. And if you don't teach children and you just don't understand, like you need adult interaction. Like, girl, I need a little bit. Yeah, let me tell you what Amanda did. Okay, let me tell you that. You need a little bit of that. You understand me? You just need a little bit of that. And it wasn't there. Like, no matter how much, like every day I'm trying. Like, I'm really trying. And so, what the fuck did Adeline gave off the vibes that, and I don't know if she's qualified or not. I feel like if she was qualified, she would have gotten a position, but you're probably not qualified. Have you ever came into somewhere and people were upset with you because they wanted the job that you got, but your company hired from outside? That's exactly what it was. She was giving me hate and vibes. Like, sis, if you were supposed to be a teacher, or if you had the education or the qualifications to do this job, they would have hired within. I don't care if you've been there for 7 years or 3 years and you open all the time and you close all the time and you're always here and they always call you for things. I don't give a fuck, they didn't call you for this job. Okay, so it means nothing. So the fact that, like, I could tell that she was upset without her even saying it, just how she interacted with me and just how she spoke to me sometimes. Like, she didn't know that she could get her soul snatched out of her motherfucking body. You understand me? And y'all probably like, Riyah, why you even think that? Like, she never said nothing, so you wouldn't think it. Hold on one second. I'm about to tell you. So, like I said, she was the assistant for both of our classrooms. So one thing that she had to do was get all of our lunches. Now, some parents paid for school lunch. So pre-K 4 doesn't go to a cafeteria. You have lunch inside your classroom. And that's what you do. So your assistant assists you and they go get the lunch. So it was, I don't know if it was a Tuesday or something like that. I had a prep. It had to be a Tuesday. I had a prep. My kids were in gym while I had to prep. I go get my kids from gym. It's lunchtime now. I go upstairs. I look in my classroom. There's no lunch boxes. They're white containers. You could not miss them. If they were there, I would have saw them. They were not there. So my kids are washing their hands, using the bathroom. I'm all sitting down for lunch. Now, 90% of my class has school lunch. So you got 2 kids or 3 kids sitting down with their lunch from home, and you have the other kids, the other 9 kids just sitting there. Just sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? So I look across the hall because I can literally see from my classroom front door to the next pre-K 4 classroom. I look, Gemma kids enjoying their lunch. I'm like, and mind you, I obviously can't leave out the classroom because I can't leave 12, 4, and 5-year-olds alone by themselves while I go to the kitchen and get their lunches. That's why, Adeline, you were supposed to bring the lunches. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking, I'm trying to get Gemma attention, and she finally looks this way. I'm like, where's Adeline? I don't have any lunch. She's like, oh, I don't know. So I see Adeline walk in. I'm like, could you come here? And so she comes in. She's like, yeah. Just like that, yeah. I'm like, you didn't get my lunches. She was like, she was like, she left out with an attitude, came back in with all my lunches, set them out. She was like, I do this as a courtesy. If you don't have your lunches, you need to take your whole classroom to the kitchen and you need to get them. I was like, oh, literally just like this, because you know the note came out then. I was like, oh, you're serious right now? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, from what I know, this is a part of your job description. You're mine and Gemma's assistant, so you're supposed to get our lunch. She was like, yeah, but sometimes I don't have time. I said, well, that sounds like a you issue and not a me issue. Can you make sure my lunches are here tomorrow? Thank you. And I turned around and I started to take my lunches to my kids. And she huffed and walked out of the classroom. And now you know me, I look for a reaction, so I'm cutting my little eye across the hall, and she's explaining to Gemma and whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. My kids have lunch. She has to come to my classroom during nap time. So she comes to my classroom during nap time. I leave out. I go get me some Chipotle. I eat my Chipotle. I come back. And I come back and the director is like, oh, could you come into my office really quickly, Riyah? Now, I already know what it's going to be about. So I go into her office and she's like, yeah, could you close the door? I'm like, okay. I closed the door. I sat down. She was like, yeah, so Adeline texted me and let me know that she kind of snapped on you. Can you tell me what that was about? I was like, she texted you? First thing, that's inappropriate. First of all, if she had an issue with you, something that happened at work, why is she texting you? That lets me know that you guys have a personal relationship, which is super inappropriate. Like, as the director of the school, you need to separate business from personal. You should have said, if you have something to say, you can come to my office and we can discuss it with the owner here and Riyah here. So whatever. So she was like, she said that she snapped on you a little bit. What happened? I was like, she did snap on me, but I let her know that it was inappropriate. And I told her what happened. I said she didn't bring my lunches. She told me that she's doing this as a courtesy to us. And when I said that, she was like, oh my gosh. Like, she was like, you know, not to really spread any, you know, rumors. this is what this woman does, the director, which is called the director because she's the director. She would often do this, where I wanted the staff to do this more, because as administration, you are held to a higher standard. I should never hear you gossiping. Like, you should never come into my classroom whispering about somebody else, which she did often. She was like, yeah, so I think that, and this is not for anybody else to know, I think that she's just a little bit, you know, upset because we didn't give her the position, which is what I thought anyway, and she's just having a hard time, you know, kind of gelling with you and figuring out her role when it comes to you being here. I was like, well, that's good for her, but just like I told her, that's a her issue and not a me issue. It's actually something that you guys need to handle with her. Whether she got the job or not, I mean, whether she wanted the job or not, I'm here and I have the job, and she needs to be respectful. If getting my lunches is what she's supposed to do, there's not one day that I should go up there and my lunches aren't there. She was like, oh, I totally agree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to, we'll call her P.I.M. I'm gonna talk to P.I.M., who's like the owner, and then we'll talk to her and we'll figure this whole thing out. Fast forward to like an hour and a half later, I guess she talked to P.I.M. They put me from my classroom, and I go down there and I'm like, why don't she want to talk to me again? Like, I just told her whatever I had to tell her. There's no more, there's no need. So I come in there, P.I.M.'s in there, the director's in there, and she was like, yeah, so the director told me like what was going on. Can you tell me your own words? I reiterate what happens. So P.I.M. was like, yeah, we definitely have to let her know what her job is, and it's our fault because we haven't done a good job at you know, really laying out what she has to do and what she doesn't have to do, and this is something that she has to do. We've had an issue like this before with Adeline, where she's really rude to people, and we have to let her know. But you know, she doesn't really have kids, and she is just, she's not as mature as you in that way, Mariah. Nah, sis, she's 28. I don't give a fuck how many kids she do or don't have. Her tall ass is about to get dropped. Do you understand me? So they let me out of their office. My mouth is really dry, I need something to drink. They let me out of their office. They I go back upstairs, I'm in my classroom, I see Adeline leave and go downstairs. Now she's downstairs for a hot ass minute, like 2 hours, and sis come back upstairs with a red face, like somebody been smacking on it, okay? Red eyes, red face, and I'm like, oh, you must have been crying. But she was nice to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. So fast forward like 2 weeks. Let's give it like 2.5 weeks. I do a really messy project in my classroom because none of these women do anything fun with their kids. We're supposed to be doing a certain curriculum. They don't want to do that because they feel like it's too much, and they don't want to do this because, oh, that's too much. Like, it's so much. I'm like, okay, case in point. Case in point. Valentine's Day was coming around. I'm like, it would be really cute if we just took pictures of them and they made their own picture frames and we can give it to their parents. Super easy. Girl, Gemma was like, oh, that sounds really, just like that. That sounds really time consuming. I have to get all of their pictures, and some of them are only here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it sounds like so much. Girl, it's a picture and popsicle sticks. It ain't that much. But these women didn't do a lot with their classes, so I did a really messy project. And from my understanding, we have a cleaning crew every night. All I had to do was like make sure my tables were clean, and they would vacuum up the rest. So I leave. Adeline's still there, and okay, so I do the project that night or that afternoon. The next day I come in, the director with me in her office. Mariah, I really love the project you did with the kids. It was amazing. They really loved it. The parents loved it. Adeline went into your classroom and she said it was really messy, and I'm not sure if you're clear on policy and procedure, but I know we have a cleaning crew, but you do need to clean that up. I was like, what? What? I said, she came to you? She was like, yeah, me and P.I.M. She came to you and P.I.M. and complained about my classroom. I said, before we move on, director, what does my classroom have to do with her? She was like, oh no, she just was like, I don't want to get blamed for it, and I felt like this was just ridiculous. I don't want to get blamed for this, so she needs to clean her classroom. I said, no. First of all, my classroom wasn't that messy. Second of all, how does my classroom affect her? How would she get into any trouble with my classroom being messy? And third of all, how inappropriate that she's coming to you and the owner of the school complaining about my classroom, something that has nothing to do with her. Girl. So she's like, you're absolutely right. Maybe you guys need to sit down together and talk about it. I was like, listen, she has an issue with me. It's a her thing. I said, I don't have an issue. I let it go. I come here and I work and I love my kids, and that's it. I have no issue with her. She has the issue with me. If you guys want to have a conversation with her, that's fine, but I don't feel like I need to have a conversation. Now, at this point, I'm talking like this, and she's like, I completely understand, like, we really need to get this under control because we just don't want a situation like before. I don't give a fuck about the situation like before. Let me tell you something. I said, listen, I have a conversation with her, no problem. Fast forward to the conversation. I say, Adeline, can you come in here with me really quickly? They're gonna have somebody cover my classroom. I just wanna have a conversation with you. So we go into the multi-purpose room and we're sitting down. I was like, okay, first thing I wanna do is start this conversation out by saying, I want you to know I don't have any issue with you. It seems as if you have an issue with me, and we need to, in order for us to move forward, we need to figure that out, because you going to the director and owner complaining about little things that are not necessary is just unacceptable, and it's cutting into the time that I can be teaching my kids, because I'm having to have these meetings with them over something that I feel is super small. She was like, well, I don't really have an issue with you. You don't really talk to me. I mean, one day you have a smile on your face, and one day, like, you look so mean and da-da-da-da. I was like, listen, sis, I got 3 kids, okay? I have to wrestle them out the house, get them to daycare, and then come here and deal with some kids who are, whew. So if I've ever come in and I look like I wasn't in the mood, I'm pretty sure that changed ASAP. I have a thing where I know when my face is, I know when it's like that, and I make a conscious effort to not do that, because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I've had years when I made it my business to make people feel uncomfortable. That's just not where I am right now in my life. So if I ever have an attitude, I try my best to fix it ASAP Rocky, because what's the point? I told her, I was like, listen, honey, that is never my intent. My intention is never to make you feel like I'm unapproachable. You do a good enough job of that for the both of us. And her mouth dropped. You do a good enough job of that for the both of us. I don't need to add to that stress. I said, you guys don't speak to me, and that's totally fine. You guys have your own friendship. You guys have your own conversation. I don't bother you about it. I do my job, and that's it. The women in there act extremely catty. Like, she's 28, but she acted really 17-ish, and she had this friend who was a teacher downstairs, and they were really, really loud together. And I know the type, because I've been this way with my friends. Like, we're gonna be really loud, we're gonna have our inside jokes, and we're gonna make this bitch feel uncomfortable. Like, they think that it's funny, and it's not. Like, you don't make me feel uncomfortable. Like, I would smack the shit out of both of y'all, but I'm trying to be very professional here, because I have kids who are looking at me, and I honestly don't have time for it. Like, I don't want to be in jail from beating y'all the fuck up, okay? Having my cousins come up here and we jump y'all, like, I don't have the time to go to jail for that, you understand me? Like, because it's nothing for them to pull up. Like, that's what people don't be getting. The pull-up game is strong. But I was like, you guys have your own situation, and that's totally fine. But what I'm gonna need you to start doing is to stop with the pettiness, because it's inappropriate. Like, I just can't. Like, what is the exact point of you being a bitch? Like, I don't get it. I was like, I didn't say that to her, but I'm saying that to you guys. But I asked her, I was like, what is the reason that you feel like you need to act like this towards me? She's like, there's no reason. I'm not acting like anything. So at this point, I realized that she's young and dumb and full of cum. Like, you're not gonna get it. So I'm just done talking to you. Like, so I said, listen, moving forward, you just do what you need to do for you, and I'll do what I need to do for my classroom. If what I do doesn't directly affect you, please keep my name out of your mouth. Does that work? She's like, yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I get up and I walk away. I have no time for the bullshit. Do you understand me? I don't. So that's what happened with that lady, that girl. But there was also something else that has something to do with Black History Month, but I think that I'm gonna make that a video on its own, because it does kind of touch on race, and I'm not racist, and I don't think that they're racist, but I think that they lived in that area, which is predominantly, if not all white, for so long that they just don't get, like, the people who lived in that town, went to high school in that town, elementary in that town, now they work in that town. It's like it's just like a revolving door of just being around the same people non-stop. And so I think that had a lot to do with their kind of, lack of a better term, resistance in allowing me to, or not allowing me, because I did exactly what I want to do for Black History Month, but kind of being on board and accepting what I did for Black History Month. But that's another video. You understand me? That's another video. So yes, that's gonna be it for this story time. And I know it's not Friday, but let's just say it's Friday, niggas. It's Friday. That's gonna be it for this story time. Like I said, make sure you open up that description box and you click subscribe to my motherfucking baby's channels, okay? It's only one channel. They're gonna be posting some really cute videos up there. If you have kids who like to watch nothing, let them subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and turn your notifications on, because you're gonna want to be here for this demo video. I love you guys much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.